Well, the McDonald family is heading back to Ontario. The Meadows is over. We got done racing. Amy, Mummy is here. I am here. Ava, Addie, Ollie, and even Cruz is back. We're all heading back to Ontario for Christmas. My father, Gail, and Freddie are there right now at our place. Mark is coming in, Curtis and James. Hopefully Lloyd can make it up also for Christmas. It should be a wonderful week, I guess, for the most part, in Ontario. We're going to head down to Amy's parents later on in the week. Boxing Day, is it? Boxing Day. Addie, shh. So we are on our way out. Now today, we had 2 horses race at the Meadows. It's been a terrible week. An absolutely horrible week. I think Adeline, shh. All Gas No Brakes was a winner, and then obviously Stay Close. What a tough horse he is. He raced great today and finishing second, 54 flat, pretty good mile over the Meadows today. It's not like it was really cold, but it's nighttime. It's getting a little chilly, and it is Christmas. Pretty good mile at Christmas time.
Happy Christmas, everyone.
I think you say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and a Happy Christmas.
No, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's what you say, yes. So, today Amy and I got up. Amy said she was a little tired, couldn't figure out why she was tired. Well, 1, can't run with the big dog. And 2, 2, we didn't get home from the airport on, what day did we go, Wednesday? Thursday morning till 2:45, 2:30, 2 something. We were up at 8 o'clock and had to drive over here. I dropped Amy off in Ohio. I drove over to Pennsylvania to race the 2 horses. I know they were flat. I'm still not upset with the way they raced. Crantini was a little bit short and hates a deep track, which it was. And Enzo Guayo was off almost 5 weeks and raced with flip-flops on. So there's no way either of them were tight. I suspect they'll both be quite a bit better next week when we race them on Thursday, I think. Thursday. So, what day is Thursday? That's the 28th, right? It's not really infringing with... Yeah. So, I'm down to drive... on the 27th at the Meadows. I'm down to drive... what's his name? The Kenobi. Down to drive. I never would have got that. Kenobi on Thursday. I don't know if I can make it on the 27th, but on the 28th I'll be here for sure. We'll see how things play out. My parents fly home on the 26th, then we go up to Amy's parents' place. We'll see if I can get back for the Meadows. I don't know yet. Now, back to today. I went to the barn. I had some horses I wanted to train. I wanted to train Kemp just a slow mile, just so we can set the hobbles for Jason Merriman. Yeah, just struggling to find a proper class. I knew that this was going to be kind of a tight fit. It was almost square peg round hole type situation for Kemp. I'll talk about him in a minute. Let's go right back. First horse I trained today was Rito's Lady. Trained her in 2-1, but I have to remind myself sometimes that she still is 2. Right? She's a baby, and I didn't love the way she trained. I went a mile in 2-1, but her not a baby, but she's still young. Her name's Peck My Nose Hanover. What the? Stop picking your nose, you turd. Rito's Lady. It's a little rickety still. I told Jason, I said, hey, why don't we just get her qualified and then we'll make a decision after a qualifier. If we decide to move her, then fine, so be it. But we're going to have to get a qualifying line on her. So any feelings I have or he has, let's hang her up the way she needs to be hung up, qualify her, get a flat line on her, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with her. I wasn't utterly disappointed, but I just expected just a wee bit more from that filly. Anyway, she wasn't bad. Who did they train yesterday? Time is on my side. They said train good. They said that Miss Rockadelli trained very good. There's one other horse I'm missing. Miss Rock. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about it all this week. You know, he raced the other night. He barely trained. As I was saying in a video earlier, I'm just always... This time of year is so hard for me. There's a million things going on. So, this is the least stressful I've been at Christmas time in I don't know how long. I really don't know how long. It's been a great Christmas season. No, you don't think so? Oh yeah, but you're stressed. You can't help yourself. Amy just sees Christmas and just sees red until everybody's done opening their gifts on the 25th. Then she starts to relax. I soak it all up. I love. She says, you don't care about
I'm
anything.
gonna start a new trend. Just put everything into the tray and play a game called Guess What's Yours.
Oh, you can do that if you want.
0.
I told her. So here's a man's perspective of the holiday. She was, you gotta get home. We get so many gifts to wrap. And she's all stressed out. I said, honey, we have a few little tiny things to buy. Why don't you load everything in the car, take it all to the mall, drop it off at the gift wrap place, drop it all off at the gift wrap place. It's for charity anyway. Drop it all off, go get a coffee, walk around the mall, buy those 2 little things. You just saved yourself 3 hours. 3 hours. No problem. What's wrong with that? Nothing. It's really all for charity anyway.
Yeah, but those people don't know what's for who, so I have to organize.
No, all you do,
every single
yes,
thing.
you just put one present after another, and you put the tag on it, to someone, from someone, to someone, from someone. Just keep passing down. Doesn't matter if there's 35 of them. Put them all on the counter. Have a great day. Tell me how long you need. You need 3 hours? No problem. We get a little Starbucks. Look, right here. Walk around the mall. You know what? You should
That's not
splurge
what-
and get
that's
yourself
not what I
a pair of mitts or a scarf or something, just for doing such a great job. A little 35 for you,
the
one for me.
The 3 hours that I saved, that's not what I need to be doing with my saved time.
Sure it is. That's found time.
No, it's
That's free time. It's found time.
I've recruited an elf.
That's fine, but I just think it's a waste. I just think it's an easier way to go about it. Anyway, not a big deal. So we went there today. The horses have been training good, and I've been really checking my list, or making my list and checking it twice. Who's going to stay? Who's been naughty and nice this week and over the holidays, and who's going to be staying and who's going to be going. We did sell Indy's Landing yesterday. No particular reason. Then it felt a little friction. When I see the break, I guess was unfair to judge him on, which I wasn't judging him on that. But when you go on the track at 10-1 from the 3-hole, there is a chance that maybe you're in the wrong class. I think he can do in there, but for him to go out and really compete, and every horse is going to be judged the same way moving forward. Every single one of them. Now, when you get up a little higher, I guess there's going to be some grace given in that regard. But if you're just out of your element, out of your depth, out of your lane, as somebody would say to me, stay in your lane, then the horses will likely be turned over. Right? Just the way it is. We do have some horses coming back now. A couple of those horses trained this morning. They said that No Chance and Hill trained great yesterday. They said that Miss Rockadelli, we're missing a horse. I just can't think of who it is. Now this morning I went with some horses. Rito's Lady, as I said, 2-1, adequate. She was okay. I also trained Oh Snap You. She was good. 2-6 last half in 101 and 4, 102. She's gonna need a couple more weeks of training. And I want her knees too are a suspect. Her knees are almost like Absolute Euphoria's were, right? Just need to take your time and manage them along the way. Interested to see how she jogs tomorrow. Then I went with I'll end with Unbeatable Kemp. I went with Kings County. I trained Kings County in 2 minutes last half in 59. He was very, very strong. I said to everybody, just back him up, take good care of him, back him up, and we'll qualify him. Not this Wednesday coming, but the following Wednesday we'll qualify Kings County, and he will begin his 2024 campaign right as the calendar turns over. So he's ready to go. I think I'm missing a horse too. Can't think of it right now. Yeah, I can't think of it. Irish Ray, Dad's horse. Trained okay. He's got a little bit of a mongrel mouth on him. And an open bridle on too, wandering all over the track. How would he be with a closed bridle on, Murphy blind in the inside, gate and pole on the inside? I think he'd be okay. I don't think I got his best effort out of him today, but he trained good too, also a mile in 2 minutes. Now, Unbeatable Kemp didn't train fast. So we got to be very careful with Kemp, right? He's got those bad knees. You don't want to stress him. You don't want to bother him. You don't want to jostle him. How's he going to get over the half? I wanted to make sure I got one thing right, and that was where the hobbles went. So I trained him a mile in 2:15 today. He was fine. Very strong finishing up. Just been very good. He's surprisingly very sound also. Just a testament to how Tim and everybody's been doing with this horse and the job they've been doing here with him. And really everybody, because this horse has been a challenge for quite a while for us. Amy took care of him, so did Johnny's horse, Michelle. Took very good care of Michelle took very good care of him also. So a real testament to the people that have been caring for this horse for quite a long time. And he was good. Now, the reason I wanted to end with Kemp is I don't think I did him a favor getting him in that series that's opened. It's a tough bunch. And I guess we'll wait. We'll defer till after. But it's got that square peg in the round hole feel to it to me. Are we trying to push him somewhere he doesn't quite fit? I can tell you where he does fit. Now, I can tell you what's about to happen, and I don't need a crystal ball to know it. If all gas, no brakes, races well on Monday, which I assume he will, he'll likely be claimed as soon as that claiming allowance comes off of him in that class. There's not really a whole lot of classes for him, none that I'm prepared to race him in. So he'll race in that class, and he'll likely be claimed. Now, I'm not that worried because we do have 2 or 3 or 4 horses to fit in there. And my personal feeling is Unbeatable Kemp is the best one for that class. He's coming off 3 good races. Now, yeah, he's coming out of a condition claimer, but make no mistake. You think he can't trot with them? He's as good a horse as all gas, no brakes. The only problem I had with Kemp was he wasn't getting along with James. Dougie drove him his last start. It was much of the same, just a rinse and repeat type situation from the week before, and I just wasn't okay with that. But as Amy pointed out very clearly, JD got along with Jonathan Drury, but he's done. He's getting shoulder operated on. I read it on somebody. Yeah. But Jody got along very well with him when he drove him, so he could drive him. I just think that it's a more plausible fit for him. Now, he might go and win on Tuesday or Wednesday. 26th, Tuesday. On Tuesday, from the 6 hole, I can tell you one thing. His hobbles are on good. He's sound. He's feeling good. And he's sharp as a tack coming into Tuesday's race. Now, what he does on Tuesday, I have no idea. We'll see. But he's coming in good spirits, and I'd like to keep him that way. So if it turns out that he's in a little tougher than maybe he should be, then we can look around. There doesn't appear that an optional 20 claimer is filling consistently at any of those tracks. So I'm left wondering now what. I'm almost certain they're going to claim breaks, which, fine. And I think that Kemp, that might be the best spot for him. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I do believe he can fit right in there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when how he races on Tuesday, what happens with breaks on Monday. We'll see about all that. But for now, very, very happy with the way things have been going with Kemp. Now, that was the training for today. Come over here today and race Patrick DePrana. I forgot all about it. Gary had messaged me and said, is he okay? He put that weird step in the first turn. I never even thought about it because it was a non-issue at the time, and still is. But the horse in front of me hit the pylon, and the pylon popped out in front of Patrick, and he saw it, and he scooped over it, and he hit the bike and got out of gear for a step. I saw what happened, and, immediately it was out of sight, out of mind for me. I didn't care that I knew exactly what had happened, and it didn't bother me. And, you're in the heat of the race, you finish the race, you pull up. At that point, I'd already forgotten about it, to be truthful. And I never made reference to it. But that's what happened. If you watch, you probably even see it pop up. Brady's horse, the sand between my toes or whatever, just the sulky wheel had hit the pylon, broke it off, and it kind of bounced out in front of Patrick, and he kind of jumped over it a little bit. But he was fine. Again, still in that kind of 4th gear right now. Just beat, fair and square, but just beat. Finished up well. Went by the 2 horses in front of him on the outside. Horse on the far outside picked me off for 3rd at the wire, but he raced well. Was he as good as he's been? No, we could go over this all the time. I don't think there's anything wrong with just driving him accordingly until he does. There's going to be a day when he's a little grabby at the gate. He's a little grabby in a hole. He wants to get out. I move him first over, and he just devours them. He strikes me as that type of horse. He's just not. He's more in a Christmas mood today, this time of year. He's just taking it all in, like other people. Not named Amy. But he's fine, perfectly fine. There was no issue with that. That's what took place going around the first turn with Patrick DePrana. He's fine. Stay close, man. He's one tough bugger. He is a war horse. I'm thinking to myself also, we have horses coming in. We have horses that we're going to need classes for to stay close, maybe need a break. Do we look to sell him? Do we turn him out? He comes screaming off the car. That's as good as he's left in a while, and as clean as he's left in a while. Got to the front. I knew who was coming, and I knew I wanted to soften up Hunter pretty good. If I was to beat the favorite, I'm going to have to take some starch out of the big colt. And I stretched him 27 flat. I could look back at it and say, well, if I had to stretch him, you could have fought off Guido D a little bit. You could have get out and beat both of them. The truth of the matter is, likely what would have happened is I would have not stretched him. Guido D and him would have been 1-2, and I would have been third. So I think it worked out just fine the way it worked out. A good mile for him, 154 flat. Now, again, the open trot will likely fill, I guess, at some point. But the open pace, those two horses finishing 1-2 2 weeks in a row, that might not fill next week. Now, Patrick fits a class below that also. So that's a good thing, too. We should be able to get both of those horses raced in classes they can do well. So that is the good news about today for the Meadows. Now, we have 2 horses racing tonight. Electric Line, I'd really just love to see him do something where I don't have to move him. We'll see how that plays out tonight. And then we have Easy in the Turns in London. Again, just trying to get a little glimpse under the hood of Easy in the Turns. This is her first start on Lasix. She is in what appears to be a softer bunch in London. So I'm eager to see what she does right out of the gate, both literally and metaphorically, tonight in Western Fair Raceway. So that is what's going on today. That's what took place this afternoon. A look at what might and hopefully will take place tonight. You would be more than happy to see me blow right by Grove City, wouldn't you? I don't know where we're at either. Close. Not too far away, I don't think. Just keep an eye on the signs. There's big signs. Anyway, that's what's on tap for the McDonald family tonight. Do we have anything racing tomorrow? Does anybody race anywhere tomorrow? Isn't tomorrow Christmas Eve? Oh no, tomorrow's Saturday.
It's probably regular.
I don't know what we have going on tomorrow. Anyway, that's what went on today. The week has been a horrendous week at the racetrack. Stay close and all gas, no brakes were standouts. All of the favorites the other day, as it was pointed out to me, made breaks. I don't need people to point that out on Facebook. I felt well aware that what took place the other day. In fairness, Enzo Guayo never should have been a favorite. He was off 5 weeks. I guess they didn't know the backstory to those 5 weeks, but I did. I knew he was going to be quite a bit short, and there was nothing I could do about it. And also, I knew on a heavy track with flip-flops he was going to struggle, and he did. Crantini, off a week, just trying to get him back in the swing of things. He's a guy where I was very pleased with the way he's back into his old rhythm. That horse I raced the other day was the exact same horse as the summer, minus maybe a gear. So, is he a little tired? Does he need a little break? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how he races this week. So that's another little glimpse of what's coming up. Both Enzo Guayo and Crantini are back in to go. We got some horses qualifying Wednesday. We have Kenobi racing. But on tap for the next 3 weeks, we'll be evaluating and reevaluating every horse that we have on the track. There are going to be some horses leaving. There are going to be some horses... Hey, you. There are going to be some horses coming in. But most importantly, first and foremost, and first of all, it's Christmas. Hattie, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy Christmas and a Merry New Year. What about a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year? I can't hear you. Oh, okay. I see. We just... All right. But from us, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us in the car.
Wow. So nice of you to include the dog as our family.
Well, for now. I wish you all a happy Christmas and a Merry New Year.